Hello, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I just like doing little talks about how I feel about things. I like screwing around with stuff. This is a song I'm listening to. You need to freaking dance it out. This is a really good album. It puts you in touch with spirit. Sacred spirit, God. Highest vibration of love. That vibe scares me. I've never been good at that vibe. The vibration of love. People say, I love you, and then they act these weird kind of ways, and I'm like, well, if that's what love, please, do not say it to me. So, I remember some things that I was going to say earlier that I forgot, so I thought I'd say it here today instead. Just like, I just did a live an hour, but I'm trying to kill time before I go to the motor vehicles department. Used to be the Department of Motor Vehicles. Now it's the Motor Vehicles Department. Anyway. Full moon's coming. Full moon in Aquarius. I had to look up this morning what house the 9th house is. Because I guess that's where Aquarius is for me in my 9th house. It's luck. 9th house is in luck. 9th house in astrology is all about expansion. It's the house of luck. Of your horizons, and most importantly, of your mind. And that's the thing, man. People that aren't willing to freaking expand their minds right now, they're going to have a real hard time. Those people are like, no, this is how it is. This is how it's always been. And this is how it always shall be. They are not going to have a good time in the next evolution of this earth. The next step of the evolution of this earth. They're not gonna. Because everything's woo-woo. I made a note. But alright. I'm an energy field. So are you. We're all just energy. And the space in between. When we meet, I'm positive. Or neutral. I'm one or the other. Either I'm like real positive. It's better for me to stay neutral. But sometimes I'm in a good mood, especially when I go out, because I don't get to get out much. I don't get to go out much. Because I don't have a need to, and I don't just go out just to go out. It's silly. I'm an energy field, so are you. When we meet, I'm positive or neutral till people get negative. I'm Heyoka, so I mirror people. So when people meet me and they focus on positive aspects, they're going to see the positive aspects in me. If they act like they're positive, but their shadow aspects are there, and they really want to use those instead, they're going to see the shadow aspects in me. And then they're going to act accordingly. And then we'll dance, and that's how energy goes. Combustible. Energy is very combustible. When I was in the Air Force, I was the TODO. Technical Order Distribution Office was my last title. See, it's all about titles. It's all about titles. I hate titles, man. I never liked I don't care about titles. And I identify as a Heyoka. I'm in that title to that title. Most people, if you ask majority of anybody that ever knows anything about Heyoka, and if they're really adamant and if they're really into history and stuff like that, what they'll do is they'll tell you Heyoka are men. And my whole life, people have told me, you can't do that. You can't do this. That's for this or this for that. People put in like categories and like pockets of, and so my whole life people told me what I couldn't do, but I always did stuff anyway. And so people always, and I hated that. When I was a little girl, I hated that people would tell me that boys do that. That's what boys do. Boys do that. You don't want to be like a boy, do you? You don't want to be like a girl that's like a boy, do you? I just wanted to be me. I didn't want to put all those other words on it, but other people put so many different words on it. I just wanted to play and have a good time. And then I'd be thinking about something, my own business. Like thinking like, what did I do with that toy? Or, and I always have this really deep look on my face when I'm thinking, and Mom says, and I would think, Someone could be like, what's your problem? I'm totally playing by myself, my own business. People will come up all the time, be like, what's your problem? What's the matter with you? And then I'd be on the defense. Now I'm on the defense. Because there's nothing wrong with me. But now I gotta convince someone I don't even care about that I'm happy, but you just think it's just all. Being a human is stupid, man. Being a human being, what people have evolved to, have allowed humans to evolve to, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. We should be a lot farther along. We should be a lot farther along. We should already be, more people should be doing their power of telekinesis. More people should be doing it. More people should be doing this stuff. More people should be at this point already. More people should be up here vibing with me. More people should be playing with stuff just to see if you can. Experimenting. Not on anything that's going to cause harm on another person. You don't cause harm on people. You don't make people feel bad. You don't hit people. You keep your hands to yourself. You say nice things to people. But every time I go out in the world, I'm amongst the world, I'm like, where did all of these people's parents fail? Did they all fail? Because if their parents taught them this and most of the world doesn't act this way, who failed? Did the parents fail? Did they fail themselves? I choose they failed themselves. See, because I'm not allowed to use anything that happened to me when I was a child. Because I had to get over all that. So I got through it. See, this is other people's terminology. I don't ignore the past. A lot of people ignore the past. They shut their backs on it. They've done stuff or had stuff done to them or whatever that has just caused so much harm that they will block aspects of themselves out. But tied to those aspects of themselves or blocked out are also positive attributes. So they're denying themselves that positivity in life. Sometimes I don't think I deserve good things. Because I get mad and I yell. You know? And I put myself in timeout. And then I ground and I get back to center and then I go back to, trying to be the loving, nice, kind and loving person. But I don't know anybody. That's the thing. People that are in a good mood all the time, people are like, love and light. Oh, yay, love and light. Everything's, you ain't never had shit happen to you in your life. When people are like that all the time. And that's the thing is, I don't want to know people like that because things are about to change. Everybody's going to step into experiences that they've never had to have before. That they never got to have before. So all these love and lighters that have never seen something that you can't get out of your head, a picture that like, it just, for the first few days, all you can see is that freaking, I can't believe, So many people haven't had that, they're going to get to experience it. Yeah. Then it starts to get you to think, when I just like to relate to human beings. I like to find the commonality in human beings. Because there's too many, I'm too different than a lot of people. Because most people don't want things that I want. The same kind of life that I want. They don't have the same ideas that if more people had the same ideologies that I had, I think that more people would watch my talks. But they don't. I'm a person of accountability. When I have been wrong in life, I like to admit when I'm wrong. Now, I moved from Oregon a few months back. And I lived in a friend's house. We were friends in school, but sometimes that friendship stays in the past. Because we never did anything to work on the present, on the future. We all just always said that we were childhood friends. Now, when I left that place, see, when I first moved there, it was like 4 years ago. I got turned down about 70 times for employment. When I hit them real heavy, I had 5 interviews at the office of the lottery alone. right? This is before I stepped into my next tier of knowing. Then it was also very evident that I couldn't leave mom, because every time I'd go interview, I'd come back, she wouldn't have let the dogs out. There's messes. I go do chores or do errands, I come back, so it became very prevalent that I couldn't leave mom, because it just so there was damage done to the floors because the dog, and I had potty pads all over the place and everything too in beginning and stuff, and it's just so and then the water got turned off, and it's really hard to keep stuff clean without any running water. It's really hard, and freaking things let go. Things I freaking about how I had a hard time adjusting to the fact of who I thought I was. It was my ego deflation moment. Who I thought I was. Don't people know who I am? And I couldn't get a job. I couldn't get a job at Rite Aid. I couldn't get a job at a gas station. I couldn't get a job anywhere. Nowhere. And I was like, why the hell did I go through all the effort to set up my life when ultimately I really have no control over my own life anyway? I bust my ass to lose all the weight because I freaking ate my feelings to get into the Air Force. Struggle. I'm autistic, dude. I freaking think like everybody else. I don't think like everybody else, too. So, it's anything where there's test stuff, it's a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare for me. But, oh well. Get over just more shit. And that's the thing. Everything I've ever been afraid of is ever since I was a little girl, I was always afraid of everything because scary things always happen to me. You know what? I did the stuff anyway. I did it anyway. Because and people used to like make fun of me and insult me, and hell, I was at a freaking 12 years old at a freaking family reunion. My own dad pushes me in the swimming pool fully clothed just to get a laugh. I didn't have to change of clothes or nothing. I had a 12 years old, developing young woman within a white freaking top. I'm like, it's just like, but it was really funny, I never treated people that way, and every time I turn on the media, I'm like, why are people treating people so badly? Is it because they don't know? See, because I did the opposite. I was treated badly, so I don't want to treat people as bad as I was treated. Most people are treated badly, and they want to make everybody else feel bad because they feel bad. People are gonna have to rise above it, man. This world. So what? The whole civilization is gonna fall because people are butthurt about shit. Is that what's gonna happen? Because they can't talk about it. They can't confront the people that hurt their feelings. They can't, stand in their own power. They can't do that. It's just they're just tied to living this earthly and going to work every day if they can. If they can go to work, there's a lot of people that aren't going to work right now. A lot of people can't. And who knows what's really going on? That's why I like social media, but you can't really get an accurate depiction of what's happening there. It's because, like, how closed up are all these states? Because I see people having parties, no mask, and I'm like, and then I go out here, and there's signs that are probably printed up by the state of New Mexico that says, mask up, Teos! Mask up! That's who profits from all this shit. All the printers, all the people that make the labels, the tape manufacturer, Are we past it yet? No, because now they're inventing new strands. Dude, people have to live local and find a God, higher source outside themselves they got to plug themselves into to let them know they're going to be okay. And then, no, evil people, things, beings, germs are going to get them. But they got to take responsibility for themselves and get active and get fit. And how many people don't want to do that? Keep the spoon out of your mouth. You'll be okay. Freaking tired of freaking people that can't sue themselves, man. I had had to. My whole life, I've had to freaking soothe myself. Margie! Margie! You'll be okay, Margie. Nobody told me that. Nobody told me that. My parents didn't take care of me. Even all you kids that your parents take care of you and like make sure that you have freaking clothes that are clean, that fit you? Really? Food on your table? No. That is not a given in every household. No. No, see, there's such a huge division I see of empathy. It's so huge because there's so many people that haven't had the same experiences. Now that it's Aquarius season, people are picking up on other people's emotions and they don't even know what to do with it. People are being made to become empathic because their bodies are changing from carbon-based to crystalline-based. And when that happens, you are just a receiver. Receiving data. You know, sometimes there's positive data that comes in. Sometimes negative data comes in. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? You're going to spread that negative data around? That's what I have to be so careful of. I have to be hyper vigilant. I'm not spreading that negative around. But in full spectrum, people do have to understand there is light and there is shadow, but good things happen in shadow too. People don't like doing it with the lights on. Good stuff happens in the shadows. But people deny that. No. Shadow, dark, bad. They equate it with evil. Evil is everything is in the eye of the beholder. Everything is in the eye of the beholder. Everything's in the eye of the beholder. So when people get offended, stop choosing to choose the offense. When people get hurt, look at it a different way. When people feel violated, look at the experience. Look at the lesson to be learned in that. Supposedly there's 7 billion people on this planet. I doubt that. They've always fudged numbers. People that have doled out the most important proper information, they don't even look up the information themselves. They're paid puppets. Politicians are paid puppets. They're parrots. They're given data. They're given papers. They're given to. These people are not going to find. They're not finding their own truth. They are given the truth, so therefore they are puppets. As the cracks of society get, it's not gonna get love and light, folks. There's not. It's not gonna be. You can turn off the news and then you can go outside and hear about how your neighbor freaking offed his whole family. It's going to come to your neighborhoods. It's everywhere. People are shorting out and they don't know what's happening. They don't know that they're all energy. They don't know that we're all frequency and what you're tuning into. And yes, there are very evil, demonic entities that go flying around, and sometimes people like to do weird spells and shit and attack those entities on people. You know? There's all this stuff that people discounted, downplayed, made fun of people, ostracized people, Us people, we're the ones, now we're the freaking spiritual warriors because we know how to navigate through this shit. I'm like, Ma, I'm about a week away from being freaking the Winchester brothers start sprinkling salt all over the place and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Not everything is in. If everybody was for everybody else's best intention, I'll tell you what. I don't want that. I don't want the phone. Go away. I don't want a call right now. Especially from fucking Oregon. Ain't nobody there I care to talk to. They had their chance. Dude, did you see last night somebody ran over 5 people and I think it was a pedestrian. People are fucking, they don't have that little voice to tell them you don't hurt people. And if they're picking up on low vibes like, do it. You're hearing, voices, go do this and cause harm. No, you need to go. No. God doesn't tell people to hurt people. God doesn't tell people to cause destruction. God doesn't. So if you're hearing things that are like, God says go do that, God told me to go do that, no, then you don't got the right kind of God. You don't know God well enough to know that God doesn't want you to cause harm to others. Anything. Nothing. Live and let live. Meow. No, I lost my song. Oregon. That's funny. Places, Oregon was the one place I wanted to live. Went from the time I was a 15-year-old girl. But that was old programming. And that's what happens when you go by old programming, you know? And then I turned it over, and then I gave it to God. And I'm like, all right, God, I'm tired of, I'm not good at picking where I should be, so why don't you put me and Mom and the critters where we can do the best for you. And we ended up in Teos. And I found this article, Faces of Teos by Margot Butler, I don't know, Gins. I'm just going to read this little excerpt, just this little blip. My back's so sore. I left Teos when I was 8, and I've been trying for 40 years to get back. It truly is the land of milagros. I gotta look that up. I don't know what milagros means. My dad always told me when I was young, if there was trouble in the world, get to Teos. And I still believe that. See, that's why I get mad at myself when I don't allow God to work in my life, because I've seen him do it such masterful, marvelous things that when I lose faith, it makes me feel bad. I feel bad because he always puts us where we're supposed to be. And when I research, hi Benny, want to come say hi? When I research places I want, strategically, the best. What's the matter with your ear? Was Tucker licking in your ear? See, I can't stop everything, and then I get mad because I don't want to have to do this stuff, like clean out his ear now, because Tucker's been licking in it the last however long I've been in here, and Mom doesn't stop him. It just goes on and freaking on, man, till we die. God, my life is all work. That's why I love freaking taking pictures and stuff like that. Everything else, if I'm not careful, I will fall into that mindset that my whole life is just freaking chores, and then I get pissed. And then I'm like, fuck colleges, because my college degree isn't fucking doing anything for me right now. Even when I was getting paid in Oregon to be Mom's home health care person, because you can't do it in Arizona because you got to pay outside like $1,500 to get a company to represent you, to gather up all the data, to maybe say they'll okay that the person needs that you qualify. People fucking putting people through hoops and shit have never been through hoops and shit, and those are the ones. Come sit down and talk to me. Let me talk to the mayors. Let me talk to the mayors. Let me talk to the mayors and the governors. Katie Brown she never wanted to talk to me. I'm pretty sure she knows who I am, though. What do you want, Benny? You want out now? You get the spit out your ear? Hi, Tuck. I should probably go and let them out. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh! Strategically, this place is like one of the best places in the United States to be. But and then I think about things like, what difference does it make, Marge? You don't have any fucking friends. You go on YouTube, you talk to people that you don't know just about stuff. So I've connected with some people. I've been doing this almost 4 years. But I've connected with a couple. Nobody, people come, people go. I'm Hayoka. People don't like me. They don't really like me. We're not popular. We aren't. Let's see. If I can find what I read earlier in pop culture. Let me take a minute and see if I can find it. Maybe one day I'll talk about my vision of thunder beings. Don't start crying. See, and then Tucker gets scared because I'm just talking loud, and then he'll go, oh, fucking, it's just, whatever, dude. Whatever. Whatever. It's just life. It's just life. Nope, I'm not finding the article that I read earlier. Heyoka in the Native American culture is an energetic healer who encompasses all of the sacred gifts from the divine creator God, to prefer to dedicate their life to servitude to God, healing, and as a facilitator in change in the chaos of life. Ooh. I said that. Like, there's all these websites. I don't want a website. You know, I'll take a website, but somebody else can manage it. I don't want to freaking manage a website. Technology is so stupid. There's all the other things I'd rather do. That's why I'm like, it's cool that I became a work from home daughter and hung out with mom, because all the technology is so fallible and crap anyway. And they tell you call go online. You go online, this stuff doesn't work. You go online. Why don't you go online and do it for me? Because evidently you have so much faith in your knowing and your belief in the online system. I was into IT. Dude, not everybody, even most people do shit on phones. And you don't get the same stuff on phones that you do freaking laptops and desktops. But people don't use laptops and desktops anymore. So they're losing a lot of I was tested for this. The traits of Heyoka empath may even include dyslexia or young. I was tested for everything. They did, because I never thought like everybody else. So they wanted to see what was wrong with me. What's wrong with me is I was a forward thinker, and people are just freaking sheep. Mostly people just do what they're told. I did, and then I get in trouble because I'd venture off and just do what I thought was, what I wanted to do. Mostly I just wanted to play in nature and be by myself. I'm kind of sad I didn't at least get a screenshot of that. And mom was adopted, so we're freaking natives without a tribe. We got no tribe. We got no freaking family. We got no... It's just me and her, and my body's wearing out. Thank goodness hers isn't. It's just her mind. Between the two of us, we almost make a whole person. Yeah, there aren't a lot of empaths in the world. There's people that are empathic that look at something and go, oh dear, and then maybe go to freaking like donate $50 or something to a non-profit organization that, is it non-profit organizations are just, I name one. Somebody name one. That non-profit organization more went to help the people than pay for the employees or buy new office furniture or constantly changing logo space or justifying that vacation home because you work so hard, saying that you care about people and you make so much, people are giving you extra houses, but if you put an office in it, then it's just an office, and just all this cheating shit. The world ain't for Heyoka. The world has never been for Heyoka. We just try and make the best of it anyway. What are you going to do to make the best of your day today? What are you going to do to shine your little ray of light? I used to care if people liked me or not. I used to. I just wanted friends. And then I hang out with friends, and then you hear about how the friends talk about you behind your back. And I've been the friend that's talked trash about my friends behind their back. And then they hear it, and then I feel bad. And then that's how I learned a long time ago that you don't talk about people because the truth always comes out. And then I adopted the mentality that if I have something to say to somebody, I'm just going to say it to them. Then I went into the Air Force, and they had a list of the UCMJ rules, the United Code of Military Justice, and in that thing they said things like, if you have a problem with that with somebody, you go to that person. You try to handle it at the first level, just with them, talking it out. And then if you can't talk it out, then go above them. And then everybody's going, brr, If two people can't hash something out at the basic level, Just don't deal with each other. Don't waste any of that other crap. People don't have to know each other. People don't have to love each other. You're in the same family, so fucking what? There are years Mom didn't love me. There are years I didn't get held. I didn't get hugs. I didn't get all bedtime. What the fuck is that? What's all that about? No, it's get up. They're after us. Get up. They're after us. And then going and traipsing in the woods. Fuck. People got it easy, man. People have it so easy, and you people that have it so easy, what they should be trying to do is making it easy for the people that don't have it easy, but they don't. Because they've been programmed that, oh, they live like that because they choose to. It's what they want. Homeless people like to be homeless. No, homeless people don't like to go through, all the hoops that people make people go through. They just put them in a place. Just give them a key and say, hey, go live there. And then they'll do it. And if they ruin it, it's theirs to ruin. Right? 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 I think it's funny. I had $5,000. I put freaking words out everywhere. Me, Mom, and the dogs and the cat need a place to go. Everywhere. I got an invite to go to Minnesota. I don't like winter, and then I ended up in a place where there's winter, so that's funny. But anyway, I ended up going from Oregon, got invited to go to Arizona after we were there a week, not even a week. Both me and the woman that invited us knew that it was that we were, and then she tried to make freaking things as miserable. She had to have tried to make things as miserable as possible for me, because if she just naturally did it, fuck, dude, don't fucking let her watch her dogs, man. I already don't think people. She would freaking spray freaking house cleaner, that Myers, because it smells good. That house cleaner on people's dogs that come over, and she'd put them out and they just hang outside all day long. She'd go out, take pictures of them and stuff. Cleaner, and then like send them home. Oh yeah, we bathed your dog. They called it bullshit juice, And then so they just people that feel bad about themselves try to make other people feel bad about themselves. They start putting signs all everywhere. Fucking every day I was getting an instruction. And Mom and I were just living in the one room with the dogs, because the dogs were going outside, and that was miserable. I was miserable. I love my dogs. I don't want them outside in the freaking elements 9 hours, 10 hours a day. Sometimes she'd feed them, sometimes she wouldn't, because they'd mirror the behavior of animals in the wild. Well, guess what? My dogs are domesticated. They're all freaking rescues. 2 have food issues. They get, when they, and people that haven't gone without don't know what it's like to be without. So they come up with their own ideas. I freaking feed them like they're not in the fucking wild. I'm not gonna fucking feed them like they're not in the. If they had to be trained, like you're gonna be in the wild to do some special dog event, so you better get trained up. You're gonna have to miss a meal to practice for it. I can understand that. People don't think. I think a lot. Although I do not consider all the things. That is why I like to reach out and engage with other people, because sometimes people have good things to offer because of their life experience. I don't like to hear about people's stories that have just lived the same life as so many other people. And have you noticed that people look the same too? Everybody has doppelgangers. Everybody looks this. When you look at history books, people now look like the people in the history books because it's genes. It's DNA. It's how faces get passed down. I think it's hilarious. How often when people are always so amazed how much their children look like them. Who are they supposed to freaking look like? It's just weird. But they look so much. Who are they supposed to? They're your kid. Who are they supposed to look like? People are weird. People are weird. Am I done? I'm done. I've run my and I gotta let the dogs out. I'll be back later on tonight. Talk about my tales of the the DMV, the MVD, whatever it's called. Also, there was a live a little while ago. I couldn't watch. They were showing the puppies. I'm in pet rescue, dude. I ain't about. I think all animals should be spayed and neutered. There's plenty of animals on this that accidentally get slipped through. I'm so adamant about that, man. And it's much, and that's what I got to do. This is my chance to evolve into a bigger and brighter spiritual being. Is not judge. Try not to judge. I've done that for a long time. I used to be like, I hate dog breeders. Anybody breeds dogs or sex trade for animals. It's like human trafficking, but for dogs. You just make them have babies to do weird, And a lot of the people, because I with all the rescues that I followed, you see people like, they get little puppies and stuff for Christmas. And then people don't realize, you got to train the puppy and do this and take care of it, pick up the poop and do all this. And then they don't want to do that. And then so it's a burden. And then, February, March, you see all these people wanting to offload these freaking puppies they got for their freaking little varmin, for Christmas. Just don't bother. Having pets is a lifelong freaking commitment. And I got over my head. I did. I got over my head. I knew I did when I decided to keep them, though. I knew I did. But I also know that, and a dog, that they don't live freaking to be longer than freaking, Arthur Boo was 17. And I got over my head. But I also, I got over my head with my mom, too. People are too fast to bail on people, And I think about all the people that take shit jobs and work for asshole huge corporation and companies, and they do it in the spirit of taking care of their family. No wonder how much, and I don't look at that as them taking care of their family, because you're freaking all you're doing is teaching your family how to freaking sell your soul, how to freaking live for somebody else instead of yourself. So, I don't know. Shit's weird. What are you gonna do? It ain't all love and light. So all you love and lighters that just think it's gonna be all that, God's gonna save us and all this shit. It's not gonna play down like that. And the more you ignore darkness and life experience and things like that, it knows you're ignoring it. It's gonna come get